Welcome back, everyone, to the special edition of the Balancing Act. We're taking a closer look at the global impact of diamonds.
That's true. William Lamb of the Lucara Diamond Corp and Karen Rentmeesters of the Antwerp World Diamond Center. They both join us again. Thank you so much for staying with us. Let's first talk about the fact that Botswana in southern Africa is one of the leading producers of diamonds. Your mine is known as Karowe.
So we've been in production at Karowe since 2012, but we obviously started quite a bit before then. And just because you have a license to build a mine doesn't mean you can go in and start to dig a hole. And for us, the most important thing was actually engaging with the local communities very, very early on. And the way we've actually run it is very much of an inclusive process. It's making sure that they know everything that we're doing. And it's really our way of making sure that they actually understand what we're doing and how we can actually give back in the long term.
And some of the stones recovered from Karowe are really impressive. In fact, Karen, you and I before the break, we were looking at the Lesedi Lerona, correct? William, there are many others, right?
Yeah, one thing that characterizes the Karowe mine is our ability to recover large type 2A stones. And we innovated technology previously not used in the diamond industry, but that's actually led to the recovery of some very, very high value stones. And to date, we've recovered 148 stones, which we've sold for more than $1 million. But that's not the real truth. Those stones have actually sold for in excess of $500 million. Oh. So you can imagine 148 stones in two big hands, you could hold that value. But for us, it's more important to understand that between 55 and 65% of that number has actually gone back to the Botswana people in terms of royalties, taxes, employment, local sourcing, different small contracts which we use. And I think it's important for people to understand that that's what happens in most African countries. There is a significant portion of the value recovered, it is their diamonds after all, that goes back into the country.
That's fantastic.
And you know some specific statistics about the impact, right?
If you look at Botswana before the diamond industry, we had about 12 kilometers of paved road. Today that's 7,000. If you look at the life expectancy rate at birth, before the diamond industry, that was 37 years old. That was the average life expectancy. Today, that's 66. So, I mean, if you look at that way, you see that the diamond industry actually has a very positive impact on the lives of the people who live in these countries, and not just Botswana, but a whole lot of other countries where the same principle applies. So it's making a big difference.
And we touched on it earlier. It's so important to Lucara, correct, to have that positive
Very
impact.
much so. And it's not just sort of what we give back in sort of taxes and royalties and sort of employment, but there's other little things that you can do. So coming back to the large stones, when we auctioned the Lesedi, we actually put up 3 smaller stones, about 5 carats in size, and we had a reserve price. And when they were actually sold on auction, the people that were there were very generous. Donations like that go to help, and it went to 3 different charities. One was obviously a wildlife trust, but more importantly, one was to grandmothers of AIDS orphans. And they are such dears, these old ladies who actually came together because of a common purpose. And then the third one, which I think is even better, is specific wheelchairs designed for the local terrain. So it's like a 4x4 wheelchair. And you get to see these people and the joy on their faces when they can actually have that mobility. And that's where we get a lot more sort of just that warm feeling.
And it's actually long term, because you change the lives of these people forever. I mean, they get jobs, they are trained even after the diamond industry is gone, which is going to happen. They will still have skills they can use, you know, to have jobs and to have a meaningful life. There's a ton of things you can name as positive impact on the local communities.
And speaking of positive impact, we actually have a small clip that I'd like to share with our viewers. It's from your community liaison officer in Botswana. Her name is, and if I say this incorrectly, I'm sorry, Kali Makwetsi.
Perfect.
And it's her with the locals there. Let's take a look.
We are proud in Botswana to have a government whereby all the minerals from the country are there to develop the country. Botswana is being developed by the diamonds. We've got schools, we've got our kids are being educated through diamonds. We've got hospitals, and all the infrastructure that we can see in our country is because of the diamond industry. And we have seen the lives of Botswana being uplifted, and we have seen most of Botswana doing businesses. Right now, I work for a mine that I'm proud of because of local empowerment. All of the positions in the executive committee is held by Botswana, something that was very rare in the last 10 years.
My journey at Buteti has transformed me from a traditional CFO to a very dynamic one. I'm now responsible for finance and security. Security being a very critical part of the diamond industry. This responsibility has given me the opportunity to be a key player in assisting in securing the nation's assets.
Mines should continue to operate because they help in the development of the village and personal growth of community members.
Part of that community building is the Female Empowerment Network.
As a woman, I believe that it's very important to support other women in business. I empower ladies. We go on workshops, we do a lot of activities.
I'm a woman who started a business in a male-dominated industry. This means nothing is impossible. If we all work together, there's nothing we can't do.
Social corporate responsibility helps the disadvantaged people. It also boosts the morale of their workers, understanding very well that their companies are not only for profit margins, they're there to uplift the people from poverty.
I mean, that's fantastic. You see it right there.
It's like Gandhi said, it's one of my favorite quotes, be the change that you want to see in the world.
Exactly.
Just a quick thing about Carly. She, a few years ago, won the President's Award. Just for the work that she'd actually done with sports. She actually played national team netball. And she's worked a lot with females or ladies in country, trying to empower them as well. And it's not just that we target a certain sector, we're trying to look at the broader scope of the entire population as what we can.
What great stuff.
Yes.
Thanks so much to her. God bless her, and just great information.
Yes, thank you. I said this earlier, just such a wealth of knowledge. It's so fabulous
So much
sitting
I
with you.
didn't know.